Hey, happy Monday. Thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox, and we are tracking storms today, but it's a pretty low risk. Now, there is no relaxation this week because we have storms tomorrow. We have storms on Wednesday as well. Tornadoes again for tomorrow and some large hail expected for Tuesday in the plains. And then we have storms again on Wednesday as well. So we've got several chances for thunderstorms today. Pretty low chance for the most part, but we could see those marginally severe storms. Hey, taking a look at yesterday, wind machine yesterday. Holy moly, we just saw wind report after wind report. Very, very few hail reports here. I think that most of those were quarter inches or smaller. And then a few tornado reports yesterday, but really it was the wind that was the biggest hazard yesterday, which is what we told you yesterday during the forecast. And that's exactly what happened. It came to fruition. It's nice whenever we can get a good forecast, right? Now today, we do see storms anywhere from the Gulf states all the way up to the Midwest. We have a cold front that's leading this charge, pushing those storms to the east. We could see some marginally severe storms, which means right around quarter-size hail and 60 to 65 mile per hour wind gusts. But for the most part, we're really not too concerned with the severity of storms today. The tornado risk remains very, very low. We're pretty dry up in the northeast, other than closer to the Great Lakes. That's where you see all of that rain. You head farther down to the south, and especially on the southeastern side of the Gulf states, that is where, the southwestern side of the Gulf states, that is where you see all of that rain. Now, tomorrow, that's whenever storms will return to the plains, but not today. We're dry in the plains right now, drying out after this very, very wet weekend. We saw lots of rain here, lots of flooding, lots of accidents because of the flooding hazard. Right now it's nice outside, 70 degrees here in Oklahoma City, 66 up in Denver. We're going to stay nice for today and tomorrow. That heat is going to really help to bring in those storms for tomorrow that we'll talk about here in just a minute. But I want to get to your storms today. So we have two areas that we're watching for. I told you the Gulf states and southern Tennessee, and then the Midwest. So these are the two areas that we're watching for potentially severe storms today. Again, it's a very low risk. Anything that we do see will be right around 60, 65 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This will continue to track to the east very slowly throughout the evening hours tonight, but then tomorrow our attention turns back to the west, back to the plains, anywhere from Wichita all the way into the western side of Oklahoma, down to the western side of Texas. Now this is where we have our next real storm chance. You know what's interesting about this risk is that it's not just this risk that we're watching for tomorrow. We also have one up in Iowa and then one out on the East Coast. We have three different areas that we're watching for severe storms tomorrow. But this is the most impressive one that we see, covering the most amount of people. So we'll talk about this first, and then we'll talk about Iowa and out to the east here in just a few minutes. Now, storms will fire up tomorrow afternoon out in West Texas, continuing to stretch across into Oklahoma as we head into the late night hours. Yes, once again, most likely these storms, other than in West Texas, are going to be in the overnight, late night hours, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So it's going to be dark whenever these storms come in. Just a reminder here about what we're watching for today. We have three different types of severe thunderstorm warnings. That base, or what we call marginally severe, is that 58 to maybe 65 mile per hour wind speed and up to quarter-size hail. I don't think that we're going to see a big hail threat for today, but that's what we're watching for today. Now tomorrow, could we get into more of those considerable or even destructive categories? I don't think that we're going to be into that destructive category. However, we could get some larger hail tomorrow, pushing us up a notch for our severe risk from today to tomorrow. Now we have plenty of moisture out there. Most of that is being pushed to the east, but you can see a little bit of moisture return trying to work its way into the plains. That's going to be very, very pivotal for storms tomorrow. So we're kind of going back and forth talking about today and tomorrow. Today, your hail risk, very low. We've got lots of white on the board, very, very little red. Excuse me, very little yellow. But as we head into tomorrow, just watch this continue to increase. Yes, over Iowa, over the west side of Texas and into Oklahoma, we're going to see more of those yellows and reds start to move in here. Those colors mean larger hail. Not today, but for tomorrow. You kind of get the picture here. All right, let's take a look at the hail forecast for today. Pretty low, small Hailstones expected here, right around that 1 inch to maybe $half size hail, maybe. I think that we're going to probably see quarter size hail or smaller. Your risk level here is very low. I have everything in the green today because I really think that that severe risk is pretty low today. Moving on to your max forecasted hail size, I think I have it at quarter size hail, yes, for today, but that goes up for tomorrow. Again, everything is low on this category. Tornadoes, large hail, high winds, I kept it in the low category for today. There's your wind threat for today, anywhere from the Gulf states all the way up to the Midwest. So I'm going to skip through a few of these. Actually, your tornado forecast today, only one small area is what we're watching for tornadoes, and that's up near Pittsburgh and up near Cleveland. And I think that that risk is going to go down as we head into the evening hours tonight. So there you go. There's your future radar. You can see that those storms are going to continue to push off to the east very slowly here, probably bringing you lots of rain. However, that flooding risk is still low. You see a very common theme here. But tomorrow, things really start to change. Up in Iowa, Wichita to Oklahoma on the western side of the state and all the way down into Texas, we do have a better chance for severe storms that could produce that large hail. Now on our significant hail model, we're starting to get those oranges and those reds start to mix in here. The deeper the color, the larger the hail. So it's a big difference for tomorrow versus today. So I really want to focus on Tuesday here. You're going to see storms fire up out to the west side of Texas in the afternoon hours. I think right about 4 o'clock, right before that evening commute. Starting out isolated at first, but clustering as we head into the late night hours, moving into Oklahoma after sundown. Oklahoma City is included in this risk. Dallas is not. I think that those storms probably fizzle out before they get to Dallas. Even in Oklahoma City, they weaken before they get to the city itself. But on the west side of the state, yes, we could absolutely see some large hail. So I did up those hail sizes for tomorrow, anywhere from ping pong ball sized hail up to golf balls. And I did put Amarillo, Midland, and Fort Stockton in that level 2 risk for storms tomorrow. I could see that going up. I think that the interesting thing about this storm system is that it's pretty isolated overall for such a wide area that storms could hit. There's really not that many storms. So that's why I kept it in that level 2 for now. However, once we get more information tomorrow, I could see this going up into a level 3. Let's zoom into some of those areas here. Des Moines, also in a risk for some larger hail for tomorrow. So this is in Iowa. We could see, again, that golf ball size hail tomorrow. I kept that in a level 2 risk as well. For Charlotte, so we're going out to the East Coast here. We're in North Carolina now. Very low risk for large hail. I'm keeping this lower, like the size of a quarter. So very, very small hail out to the East Coast, but of course it gets bigger as we head into Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. Amarillo, again, Midland, Fort Stockton, all in that better chance to see that larger hail. This would be the area right here, especially on the west side of this risk, that I would expect that larger hail to fall. And again, that risk level could go up as we get more information on this storm system for tomorrow. What are we talking about? Max forecasted hail size tomorrow, I would say up to the size of a hen egg, right around 2 inches in size. I think that's absolutely possible. I think we could maybe even see tennis ball size hail. I don't know. We'll see what those storms do. If they can stay isolated and organized, they could produce that larger hail. Taking a look at the future radar, because we don't just stop at Tuesday for storms. We have another storm risk on Wednesday as well, once again for the plains. So Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, southern Nebraska, and even portions of Colorado. As the storms come over the mountains, you're going to see those storms pop up on the plains. So what we're watching for here is once again that hail, tornado, and high wind risk for Wednesday. So there is no rest this week. We still have another chance for storms almost every day this week. Now, we don't have a risk technically for Thursday yet, but if I was a betting person, I would say yes, we're going to have storms on Thursday as well. Taking a look at temperatures right now, as I mentioned earlier, it's pretty nice out there. 75 here in Oklahoma City. We've got the 60s up in Kansas City today and the 70s down in Dallas. Tomorrow, it's looking like the 60s and the 70s across the Gulf Coast as well. And we're staying in, what is this, ooh, I just saw some 70s up in Chicago. That's gorgeous weather. Hang out on the patio, maybe enjoy your lunch on the patio. That's a very, very nice afternoon in Chicago. Alrighty, moving on to that extended temperature forecast. What are we expecting as we head into the end of April? So if you watched the forecast this weekend, both on Saturday and on Sunday, I talked about how we were expecting to stay very active throughout the next few days. I take that back, very active throughout the next probably 2 weeks. We're expecting storms to continue to stay kind of like every single day, maybe every other day. Just like what we saw at the end of last week, just like what we're seeing this week, we're expecting that pattern to continue. We've got the heat, temperatures staying above average, pretty warm for this time of the year. We've also got the moisture. It looks like we are going to see above average rainfall as we head into the end of April as well. So we've got lots to track. Make sure that you come back every single day for your forecast, because not only can things change day to day, but then we'll give you updates on what to expect in the next few days and even a few weeks out, just like what we showed you. We're telling you it's going to be pretty active for the end of April. We will continue to give you those updates every single day at noon. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And if you're interested in one of those hail, wind, or tornado maps, give us a call at 855-334-4245. We have everything from the weekend already mapped. It's online. It was online this morning. It was online last night at hailtrace.com. So head over there if you have any more questions. All right, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you back here, same time, same place for your forecast tomorrow.